Hi friends, it's the Ganesh Deshmukh's class and I welcome you all in my class, and today's class is about how to conduct or organize a group discussion. Before we begin, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell icon right next to the subscribe button so you get a fresh notification every time when I bring a new video on your favorite topic. Group discussion is a process where two or more people exchange information or ideas on a given topic. It is a formal discussion conducted on a topic among a group of 7 to 12 participants. The participants analyze the topic from their respective angles and present their views and opinions. The group is given a topic, they contemplate on it for a few minutes and they start discussion. The discussion is usually run for 10 to 40 minutes. Experts listen to the members and evaluate them. So, let us start to learn how to conduct a group discussion. So, what is group discussion? Group discussion is a formal discussion. It is conducted on a topic among a group of 10 to 12 participants. A discussion conducted on a given topic among a group of 10 to 12 participants is called a group discussion. Group discussion is a modern method of assessing students' personality. So, what is group discussion? To judge students' personality, group discussion helps to assess or judge students' personality. That's why group discussion is there. What are the other uses of group discussion? Group discussion is a shortlisting process. This process is used for recruitment in a company, or it is used in educational institution for admission for a particular course. So, what type of skills of the participants are assessed by the experts in group discussion? Here is a list that the experts assess in group discussion. Your qualities are tested. So, what type of qualities you have, and the qualities in group discussion are tested, they are as below. So, what is tested in group discussion? Your communication skill, your interpersonal skill, your leadership skill, your academic skill, your listening skill, logical or analytical skill, team building skill, presentation skill. So, these are the skills that all are assessed in group discussion by the expert. So, what is communication skill? Communication skill, it means being able to communicate effectively. It means whether you are using your communication effectively in this group discussion or not, the experts see. It is perhaps the most important of all life skills. It enables us to pass information one to another people and to understand what is said to us. So, all these come in a communication skill. The second is an interpersonal skill. Interpersonal skill, it is about the behaviors and tactics a person uses to interact with others effectively. So, what tactics you are using in your group discussion? How is your behavior, your tactics that you are using during the group discussion effectively? So, it is judged by the experts, and this is called interpersonal skills. The next one is the leadership skill. The skills that you need to develop first if you aspire to become a leader. If you aspire to become a leader, then this is an important skill. You cannot expect other people to believe in you if you do not believe in yourself. So commitment to goals, initiative, or willingness to act on opportunity, optimism are some of the leadership qualities. The next one is an academic skill. So what is academic skill? Any education would be incomplete without the basic skills. The basic skills, that is reading, writing, listening, all these are the basic skill. Education is incomplete without all these. To check whether the participants have achieved academic skills or not, it is observed there. The next one, listening skill. What is this listening skill? Listening skill is a key to all the effective communication. So what we have to do here? Not to talk when others are speaking. It is a common rule. Listen others. Whether you are following these or not, it is been tested there. Whether you are disturbing others, when others are speaking, you are not responding them, you are not listening them properly. So all these skills, whether you have possessed or not, it is tested there. The next one is the logical or analytical skills. The logical or analytical skill means it is not a skill, but it is the ability. It is the ability to deconstruct the information into smaller categories in order to draw conclusion. A big subject, if you are given, but you have to make a pieces of it to bring to the conclusion, or to order to come to the conclusion, you have to make some pieces of that one, and you have to make analyze, you have to use the logic. This skill is also tested in group discussion. After testing logical or analytical skill, the next skill is team building skill. Whether you have that quality of building the team or not is also seen there. It means how to help individuals work as a cohesive group. Because group discussion is not a result of a single person's, or it is not a result of individual success, but it is a team success. So every participant in that group, they should cooperate each other. It is not an individual's work, it is a cohesive group work, and that's why whether you are cooperating or others, whether you are working in a group as a team or not, it is also observed there. And the last one is the presentation skill, how you are presenting yourself in that group discussion, it is also observed. So these are the skills tested in group discussion. While going for group discussion, you should possess all these qualities. So what other qualities one should have? Because these are the prerequisite, the list of prerequisite is given here. What qualities that one should have, and that will help to prove or to get success in group discussion. Let us see. First one is here, knowledge. So what is knowledge means? Knowledge means it is a theoretical or practical understanding of the subject. Theoretical or practical understanding of the subject is called a knowledge. It is the subject knowledge that sharpens our skills, the skills like reasoning and problem solving. A strong base of knowledge helps brain functions more smoothly and effectively. Unless you have a knowledge, your brain cannot work, or your brain cannot support you. And that's why you must have a particular knowledge of a particular topic given to you in the group discussion. The second point is here, power of speech. That power, it means we express the power in words And the most powerful force available to human being is word power. It is a power of speech. It makes you distinct from others. That's why this is also another requisite, prerequisite, it is essential in group discussion. Third one is a presentation. You will present better if you have prepared effectively. You need to be clear about your audience. Good presentation make your speech memorable. So what is good presentation? Good presentation, it means change in a tone, change in an accent, using up graphs, images, giving examples, showing the facts. All this comes in your presentation, and whether you are using this one or not, it is also tested. So be ready be ready when you are going to participate in a group discussion with all these qualities. And the next point is more important here. It is the body language, because body language is another important part or important skill in this. It is a type of non-verbal communication. So what we do here in a body language, or what is seen, in which your facial expressions, your body posture, your gestures on your face, your eye contacts, your eye movements, whether you are taking part in this one, whether you are involved in this group discussion or not. All these points are important here in a group discussion. The next point is your personal appearance. Apart from all the skills, your personal experience is also equally important. So what is the personal skill? Means your personal appearance. It means your outward appearance, that your hairstyle, that your dressing, that the way that you are walking, or all this comes in a personal appearance. So improve your personal appearance when you are when you are going to participate in a group discussion. The next point is here calm and coolness. One should be calm, or one should be cool in group discussion. Many times, even a little thing in the group discussion make you disturb. It is easy to be calm when things run according to a schedule. But when things go wrong, when things go against you, what happens? We lose our temper. So the suggestion is here. So don't lose your calmness, don't lose your coolness, or don't lose your temper in a group discussion. So remain patient. The last skill is here listening skill. Listening skill is not just about being quiet while someone is speaking, but a good listener learns more than an ordinary listener. So this skill is more important than other skills. It helps you a lot in a group discussion, because unless you listen to others, you may not be able to continue the discussion in the right direction. And even you know that the selection panel may pose question at the end of the discussion to find whether the group participants are good listeners. So all these things the experts see there. That's why these listening skills, the skills are important. So after getting information about what is group discussion, what skills are tested by the experts or judges, what qualities we should possess. Now, what kind of topics are being asked as a subject in group discussion. Here is, group discussions are usually held on topics of a four kind. They may have factual, social or political issue, or an abstract ideas, or based on a case study. So what is factual? Based on the facts, based on the current information, the burning problems, the much talked subject in the society is called a factual. For example, demonetization, any controversial subject, women make better management than men, or some reflecting, plastic should be banned, etc. Next topic is your social or political issues. It means issues related to the society, related to the politics, and the subject related to the society and politics. That is included here, and we have to discuss over it, we have to contemplate over it before discussion. It means problems that influences many citizens within a society is called a social problem. Social problem are a common problem in a present day society and one that many people strive to solve. It is a problem about poverty, it is a problem about unemployment, unequal opportunity, about the racism, about the malnutrition. So these are the examples of social or political issues. Then the next point is, next topic, based on abstract ideas. Abstract ideas means what? For example, the pen is mightier than the sword is an example of abstract idea or example or a topic of our abstract. Second example, blood is thicker than water. You can give this topic, or you can give topic for abstract ideas. It is money is honey. Might is always right. Or hasty makes wasty. Or we can say here, every cloud has a silver lining. Such type of topics are called abstract topics. And finally, the last one is case-based study. So what is case-based study? The case study tries to stimulate a real-life situation. Information about the situation will be given to all the participants, and the participants would be asked as a group to resolve the situation. It means a situation is created there, or situation is given there, and the participants are asked to resolve it. It is called case-based study. Now, after getting all the thorough knowledge of what is group discussion and how to conduct, what skills are required there, after getting all these points here, now the main point of this lecture is here, how to conduct a group discussion. How to conduct a group discussion is, so how to conduct group discussion. You know here that a group discussion, it is a group, and the discussion is the second word. So for this discussion we need a group. That's why select a group. Your first step in conducting group discussion is a selection of group. First of all, select a group. After selecting a group, give them a topic. See, How many participants are required there or not, then we will see here. But first of all, select a group. The group may be of 7 to 10 persons, 7 to 12 persons. It depends upon the experts. First of all, select a group of 7 to 12 persons. After selecting the group, give them a topic. After giving them a topic, third point is here, give them few minutes to contemplate over the topic. So what type of topic? Any current issue of regional, national or global importance is selected as a topic discussion. That we have already seen what type of topic comes. It may come on abstract ideas, on factual facts, or social or political issues, or even the case study is also given to resolve or to get a solution over it. So any type of topic can be given there. So give them a topic. After giving a topic, give them few minutes to contemplate over the topic. A few minutes are sufficient. Then do a proper sitting arrangement. Proper sitting arrangement means sitting arrangement should be made in such a manner that every participant can see and speak to each other comfortably. It may be C type or circular type of arrangement you can do in group discussion. Why circular or C type? Because in C type or in a circular type, all participants can see the face of each other and it is easy to hear, that easy to see the expressions and all these things. That's why C type or circular type of arrangement is called the best arrangement. So after the sitting arrangement, now the time is here to appoint experts panel. So you can appoint here the experts panel here. 1, 2, 3. It depends upon you. You can appoint an expert there. If you are conducting this group discussion in your school, the teacher will be expert. Or if the group discussion is conducted, if it is conducted in for professional courses, there may be 2 or 3 experts. It depends upon the management or the organizer. So all these things now we have completed. We have selected a group. We have given them topic. After giving them, we have given few minutes to think over the topic. For their preparation, we have already given time. After the preparation, we have made the proper sitting arrangement. We have appointed an experts panel. And before the expert, now the expert will tell the participants to start the discussion. The participant will start the discussion. Experts will judge them. Expert will observe them. And the time duration it is given for participation is 10 to 15 minutes for each group discussion. Participant gets specific amount of time for preparing and organizing ideas. But in a spontaneous group discussion, preparing time is not allowed. But here already we have given a few minutes time. To give a time, I think it is generally it happens in group discussion. So the group discussion runs for 10 to 15 minutes. After 10 to 15 minutes, the experts will ring the bell or they will tell you that stop your discussion. So this is the procedure of conducting group discussion. So group discussion or this procedure is very easy. So during this group discussion, the experts judge the participants. What do they judge? The experts judge the participants' subject knowledge. They judge the self-confidence of participants, their communication skills, their presentation skills, body language, their personal appearance, their accents, their listening ability, their cooperation, leadership skills, teamwork, speaking ability, courage, all these points that we have seen before this one. So all these points are tested, or the experts judge all these points and they give the marks to them according to their performance. They score, they write a score in the score list. So tips for participant, it is an important point. Suppose in companies the employer is organizing such a group discussion, or if there is a tough competition for admission, generally for a professional courses, they organize group discussion for shortlisting. So this is a shortlisting process, and if you want to survive in that process, then you should do all these things. The other things that we have seen here, that your subject knowledge, self-confidence, communication skills, all these things you have with you. But some tips before going to participate in a group discussion, some tips are given here. The first tip for the participant is here: listen to the topic carefully. When the expert announces the topic, listen it carefully. Then contemplate over it. A few minutes time is given to you. Contemplate over it. Make points, notes, all here, and then go and then start your discussion. When your turns come, speak clearly and confidently. That is the second point. Speak clearly, confidently. At the same time, when others are speaking, listen to them attentively and critically. In a group discussion, your good behavior is expected there. And when the time comes to speak with other participant, you should use formal and acceptable language. Use non-verbal communications during the discussion. It creates an extra impression over the judges. Also encourage the participants. This will also create an extra impression over the judges. Manage your time, because don't take others' time, because all the participants have to express within 15 minutes, and that's why your point when you are putting before others, it should be in you have to maintain the time there. Conclude effectively. When the time comes up concluding, you should complete your speech effectively. And the last point is carry pen and paper, because when the topic is announced, then you have to write it down on the paper. Start to prepare over it by highlighting the points or graphics and all other by using all this one. So these are some tips for participants, those who are going to participate in a group discussion. So what not to do while you are participating in a group discussion, the list is given here. What not to do: don't criticize on religion. This is the first and much more important rule here. Second, don't get personal with anyone. Third, don't shy. Fourth, don't interrupt others during the discussion. Don't change your opinions. It means you have to stick up what you said once. Don't make a fun of others. Don't irritate. Don't be irritated. Don't shout on others. Don't be aggressive. Don't repeat what you are saying. So these are the points that we have seen. So these are the points, and all these points will help you to overcome the difficulties or the fear from your mind about the group discussion. Here the evaluator tests candidates' knowledge, communication skill, logical reasoning, and interpersonal skill. So, friends, after I hope you will like this presentation on group discussion. This presentation will help the students who are preparing for exams. This presentation will help the teachers to conduct a group discussion in their classroom for practice. And it will also help the selectors to select the right candidate from shortlisting the list of employees in the company or experts to shortlist the list for admission. So friends, see you again in the next video with the same interest. Till then, goodbye and thank you for watching this video.